Hello, my name is Jessica. Welcome back to Budget Freedom. I wanted to talk to you today about why it's good to have a good credit score. I think a lot of confusion comes around this topic because we are all, well, most of us are trying to get on this debt-free journey. We're trying to become 100% debt-free, pay cash for things, and not have to take credit. So the idea of having a good credit score might seem a bit of a double negative or irrelevant to a lot of people, which I understand. But I'll give you my opinion on the matter, and obviously you can make up your own mind on the subject. Even though you're trying to pay cash for everything and that is your goal, to be debt-free, having a good credit score is obviously good, because if in the future at any point you change your mind and you decide that you need good credit, you have that there and it's ready for you to utilize in the best way. Also, keep in mind, obviously purchasing a house is pretty hard for most people to do cash. If you are, congratulations, then that's awesome. But if you're not, then that can be something that you do need to take credit on. Also, I personally am saving up to buy a new car cash, but that, depending on your circumstance, might not be an option for a lot of people. You might be able to save up and be able to pay it off faster, but you might not be able to wait to save up all that money cash in order to buy the new car. For example, if you have a job to get to and you need a reliable car, you're not going to be able to get to your job, get to work, and make the money to be able to save to buy a new car if you don't have reliable transportation. So in that kind of a situation, I would definitely say go get a car. And the better credit you have, the better interest rate you're going to get, the better terms you're going to get, and you're going to end up saving money with better credit. So having good credit is really important, even if you are living a debt-free life. It gives you options. It's an emergency backup for you to utilize if you so choose, with a calculated reason, that something that's going to benefit you. And keep in mind, once you're on this budgeting journey and you learn how to budget properly and you learn how to pay off debt quickly, taking credit can be a breeze, because you can take credit and you can know in your mind, all right, I can double my payments every month. I can get it paid off. Maybe you can even negotiate, because you already know how much disposable income you have. You can negotiate to take it on a much lower term and save a lot of money. So instead of taking it on a 5-year or 10-year term, you could take it either on a 2 or a 5-year term, pay a much larger monthly installment, but save on that compound interest over the years. And that's something that you can do when you are in charge of your budget, when you know how you can handle your money and how much disposable income you have, because you've paid off all this debt and now you're saving all this money that you're putting towards wealth or wherever it is. So I am not against credit. I am definitely for using credit in a way that is going to help you, and that's going to be managed properly. I am against using credit for things that are going to harm you, which is basically making you get into a hole of debt that is hard to get out of, because the interest rates are super high and you don't have control of your budget and you're spending money on things that you shouldn't be spending money on. So having a credit card and just going on a shopping spree every time you get depressed, that's not a great way to use credit. Buying something, planning it out, and maybe using credit, even if you have a big purchase and you want to go ahead and put on your credit card to get it now, either for if you need it for time reasons, or if there's a sale going on or something like that, and then you're going to pay it off super quick. That's an excellent way to use credit, in my opinion. But again, all this comes down to having good credit. The other big thing that I want to talk about with good credit is either investing or starting a business. If you would like to start a business in the future, having good credit is really going to help you with that. It's going to help you have the options to take a small loan to jumpstart your business, or to expand your business, whatever it is that you need those funds for. There's too many examples for me to try to explain to you all in one video. And then the other option is if you want to invest. So every rich person does it. They use credit to invest, because basically, let's say you want to flip a house. If you want to buy a house, fix it up, and then resell it for a profit, you would take credit on that house. You would pay a few months installments, and then you would sell it for a profit. So you wouldn't end up losing all that money on those years of interest, because at the end of the day, you're just going to have the new buyer pay it off and you're going to take your profit out of it. So in those kind of situations, having good credit is critical, because without good credit, you're not going to be able to do things like that. If you want to do long-term investments, let's say you would like to buy a property as a long-term investment, again, most people are not going to be able to pay cash for something like that. So you would need good credit, again, to get favorable lending rates, to get good terms, to negotiate a good deal. And once you have 1 or 2 properties under your belt, again, with good credit, you will be able to expand and get more. Now, be careful on this. I'm not advising you to go out and get 3 loans that you can't afford today. Please don't do that. I'm talking about advanced people that have, all their debt free basically, and they have savings and other investments going, and this is what they've now decided to do as an investment plan. But if you are on the FI journey, which is financial independence, or if you're on the FIRE journey, trying to retire financially independent early, or any other journey, really, just a normal debt-free journey, if that is your goal in the future, to get to a point where you can invest and you can have long-term properties and have enough money to pay them off, good credit is going to only help you to get there. So how do you get good credit? Make sure you pay your minimum installments on all your bills, credit cards, everything. Don't skip anything. Pay all the minimums, okay? And then, as you know, with handling debt and snowballing debt, you take your smallest debt and you just start paying it off as fast as possible. And when that one's done, you snowball that, you roll that money that you would have used to pay that small one into the next one. You just keep doing it. And over time, as you pay off all these loans and you keep consistent payments on the other loans, your credit score is just going to boom. Another thing is, don't check your credit score a whole lot, because that's a hit on your credit record every time. Don't open a bunch of new cards all the time. That's also not good. Even if you're not going to use them, every time you open a new card or you have new activity on your credit report, it's not that it doesn't bring it down too much, but it does take a bit of a hit. So if you're really trying to repair your credit history fast, keep these things in mind, and be careful with them. Think about where you want to go on your financial journey. Think about what your end goal is, what your final plan is. And if it involves possibly needing credit in the future, try to make fixing your credit a goal of yours. And to be honest, whether you make it a goal or not, if you're on this financial journey to become debt-free, at some point or another, your credit score should improve, because you're going to be paying off all your debt. It just depends on how fast you want it to happen. If you want it to happen faster, obviously you need to attack it more aggressively. If it's not really a big concern to you right now because you're not looking to get any credit in the foreseeable future, then go ahead and carry on your journey, and just keep it in mind that, pay things on time early if you can, pay a little bit extra when you can, and just keep it in the back of your mind that, it doesn't hurt to have good credit. Just because you're not thinking about getting credit doesn't mean that you should ignore your credit score. It doesn't mean that you should let it get damaged or go down. And then another thing is, if you have no credit and maybe you haven't taken a lot of credit and you want to build credit, the good thing to do is get something small, and pay it off over 6 to 12 months. Once you pay something off 6 to 12 months, you get really good credit score. People look at you, they see that you're reliable and that you can pay things, and your credit score will just build from there. Do not overwhelm yourself. Don't get anything bigger than what you can handle. So a small phone contract or a small credit card, I'm talking about, a few $100, $200, $300, 500 max, something like that. Buy something small, pay it off. I know you're going to be paying interest, but that's the price you pay to build your credit. There's a lot of other ways. We won't get into all of them, but if you have questions or concerns, go ahead and leave comments in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them or help you out and share whatever information that I have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.